Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's Bar Sligo.
Video, everything's recording in, yeah?
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, I get to say this now.
Oh.
We're going, Brian, by the way. We're going. I get to say this now.
So
This
I think you're fairly flicky on this now.
flicky. Be flicky enough, yeah.
But not too flicky.
Flicky enough now, Ray. I just said be flicky enough. No, Brian McDermott from Pixar Productions is doing flicking the keys off himself for this. Brian, you run it whatever way you want. Get creative, okay?
You do realise that last week's episode started with you saying, I wish someone had set up a studio in the ATU. And here we are.
Ray, feel the dreams.
I'm feeling the dreams.
I said
I'm feeling them.
I said field of dreams.
Oh.
It's if you build it, they will come.
They will come.
I gave out because every bit of gear was dropping out on me inside in the room.
Now we're here.
And Brian came up from underneath the ground and my ears went, oh.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He said, come on down. So Brian is flicking the keys off and said, for a couple of reasons. Number one, we just recorded the wedding band show for the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Which you'll get soon. If you want to book the Atlantic, you should. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You shower.
Get to know Kendy.
You're going to miss us.
Yeah.
You know that date you were thinking about? It's gone.
Gone.
It's gone. Oh my God, I'm going to give it. It's gone. It's
Gone, yeah.
It's too late already.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
We're
better get
booked
on.
out 2030.
Oh, we're booked up to the gills, Ray, till 2035. So we were doing that. So we said we just record. I get to say this finally. You always say it. A very quick episode.
Okay.
I
don't normally say a quick episode.
No, whenever you think it might be a quick episode, you always say it's going to be a quick episode. So I got to say it this time.
Yeah, I get you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be worried that I have nothing for talking about.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
This is a Saturday.
Tis.
We don't normally record. We used to record on a Saturday. Remember the days we used to record on a Saturday?
I know, but we had to fast track this one in like fast way. We had to book the what you call it, the quick express delivery.
The express delivery of this one.
Because Ray has gone off on his honeymoon, which
Yeah.
isn't a honeymoon. It's like a excavation.
It's an archaeological tour.
Yeah, it's an archaeological tour. So we had to record this very quick. We haven't a huge amount of time, but we said, you know what? We love our listeners so much. Well, I do anyway. Ray didn't want to do anything for you.
I was tempted to take 2 weeks off.
Ray was like, we're not going to record. I said, Ray, them people they depend on us. Do you remember I got emotional?
You did.
I was like, them people, Ray, they depend on us.
They did.
And
Yeah.
if I had to, we should set up a national anthem.
No.
Kendy Raybo. No, sorry, I get that. Anyway, we said we better record something quick just to let you know we're going to be gone. But we're going to do an episode now.
We're going to do an episode.
Yeah.
You know, I have some bits.
Yeah, Ray has some bits that he's going to get through. Have I any bits? Okay, I want to talk to you first. I have to get this out. We have to be quick. Quick, Mark.
No, there's no.
No, quick, get this out, Ray. I've talked to you about it, something
You're
real quick.
putting everybody ill at ease.
No, okay, I'll tell you what it is. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Kendy.
Yes.
Fucking hell, Ray. Okay, so I went to the theatre, the Hawkswell Theatre, on Thursday night.
You did.
Okay?
To the pop-up theatre.
Pop-up theatre,
production.
who usually do musicals.
To do.
Musicals are marvellous.
They are.
I do enjoy musicals.
Mm-hmm.
This one was a play.
Could you describe what you described the musical as there a minute ago?
Okay,
before
so
we started recording.
the thing with musicals is, and I love musicals, you go and see a musical, and I don't know a lot about them.
Yeah.
You go and see a musical, and then it's a big load of songs that you don't know.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, that's a nice song. And then it usually builds up this terrible thing. And then at the end...
there's a dread.
oh my God, there's a big terrible thing. And then at the end, they kind of go, oh no, the terrible thing is fixed and we're dancing. Did you know the terrible thing is fixed? Yes, we're dancing. Yeah. I went to see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Kendy.
Yeah, not to give too much away now.
Not to give too much away, but there was something about the kind of the play aspect of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't dressed up in the I'm coming out nor in sequence, won't you dance
There was
with
no
me?
songs.
I'm coming down from the roof and I'm dancing with you, yes I am.
You enjoyed the misery of it.
Dialogue.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the straight dialogue.
Yeah.
And there were some scenes there that were hard hitting. The only thing I'll say is, okay, I felt the emotion of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Kendy.
Yeah.
I felt every line. I thought it was the best show I've seen. I mean that. I wanted to go see it again.
Yeah.
I felt every emotion of it. There was a woman sitting behind me who I don't think she understood emotion, what emotion is. So whenever there was funny parts, she went, that's gas.
Yeah.
Chatting to the fellow beside her, that's gas, what does that have to do with there? And then when there was the hard-hitting scenes, she went, that's gas, look at me, that's gas.
Oh, no.
I was like, do you not understand that that's a serious?
That's the sad bit.
That's the sad bit.
Quiet.
What are you on about? She wouldn't.
Mm.
And she talked, people who talk through the whole...
It's very annoying.
People who talk through the whole thing and explain the show as it's going. That's gas. You see, he's have to go to the window. Look. I'm like, I know, I can fucking see he's gone to the window. And the other thing then I wanted to say was, you were the sound engineer at that gig.
No, I'm not the sound engineer.
Hang on. You said to me, hang on. You told me I'm doing sound at
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Kendy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, Ray, you're pulling the wool over people's eyes.
Shut up, will ya?
Unbelievable what you're getting away with.
No.
There wasn't a mic to be seen up on that stage, and Ray standing behind the sound disc. I couldn't believe it.
People thanked me as they left the theatre.
I turned to Nicola, I said, no one's wearing a mic here. And Ray's doing sound. Explain yourself.
I was pressing play on the sound effects. So when you hear geese, I was the person that was responsible for the geese.
Come here, did anyone hear, did you have any cowboy sounds?
No.
I'll tell you one thing, man, you should, man. That should
But
be your ringtone.
I have found it very embarrassing. Now, in fairness, the director and producer of the show, Karen Gordon, she is marvellous, and she said, look, I have about 10 or 14 bits and pieces there that need to be played at certain things. You know, little alarms and stuff like that, little bits, you know.
Yeah.
And she said, would there be any chance you'd do it for me? And I said, no bother. I was delighted to be able to sit behind the big desk in the Hawkswell, act like the big sound engineer, and have no real job. Besides press and play. But it's stressful.
No, it was stressful. And Ray, I have to say, no, fair play to you. But Karen, the next time, you know, you can just pick anyone off the street. There's a couple of boys drinking vodka down.
Don't have to get me.
Go down to the Peace Park. It's only around the corner. Get the boy who's sitting on the bench. Ask him to do it.
Did you hear me make a mistake?
What did you do?
The geese. Speaking of the geese.
I didn't hear any geese.
So there's a bit
Was that the
where
mistake?
there's a bit where there's two characters, one of the two main characters are standing at the window and they're looking out, and one of them goes to her, do you hear that? Right? That is the cue for me to have the geese sound playing. Now, I didn't realise the geese kind of come straight in. So I had the fader up good and loud and I pressed play on the geese. And next thing it was like silence. And do you hear that? Next thing.
Do you hear that thing in the future?
Very evidently a sound effect.
Oh, jeez.
And I was sad. I have to say, I was disappointed in my performance.
I
So
nearly
I'm sorry,
left.
Karen.
When that happened, Karen, you did brilliant. I nearly left when that. I said, this is fucking unrealistic.
Yeah.
Those geese only came in after the fact.
It's a great show. I'm
unreal.
going to be left with my mother-in-law's in it, Suzanne.
Suzanne was unreal.
She plays a very manipulative nurse.
Yeah.
And
Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet.
If you've seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, she plays Nurse Ratchet. She's unreal in it.
She is, but it's frightening.
That's what she's capable of.
She's capable of that kind of malice.
She took to it very quickly.
She took to it very quick. She's well able to channel that
Yeah.
emotionless,
Very
manipulation. That's just for my future,
Funnily enough, she was well able to channel that emotional manipulation and stuff. Your wife played a hooer.
Yes, she did, yeah.
But just tremendously well. I mean, I thought she picked it up. She just...
For a girl that wouldn't drink a lot, she played drunk very well.
She played a drunk hooer about that. Best I've ever seen.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, fair play to them anyway.
Laura was unreal in it as well. Like, she was in it for a very short period of time, but she blew the stage open when she came in through that window. Like, even the crack of her sitting on the ground and taking drinks off the boys and stuff. Like, I was watching her while the dialogue was still going on, which again reminds me, fair play to Maggie as well, who got chased around the stage for the night.
Nurse Flynn, yes.
The cast is a load of old fellas in a mental institution.
They won't like you calling them that now. They're young gentlemen in the prime of their lives that have maybe put on wigs and dyed their hair grey and whatnot.
These are all men in their 20s, obviously. There was a gentleman on it who had some pieces of dialogue, but not loads of dialogue.
Yeah.
His acting, I kept saying to Nicola, just look at him now, even though he's nothing to do with the scene.
Yeah.
Look at the character. He was the guy with the wild white hair and the glasses.
Yes,
Who is he? Right?
I wish I knew his name.
No, I need to find out who he is. He played his character. He was so good.
He was just sitting there doing all the actions of someone that was,
my
bobbing
God.
the head over and back. And
that's what I love about acting. So, obviously, I did that tiny bit of acting a couple of years ago where they said, really what I did was I learnt the lines and they told me how to play it. And then, oh, Mark, you're sad in this scene. And then I was like, okay, I better be sad in this scene and read my lines.
Yeah.
Those boys in that show, they had these characters and became them.
Oh, they did, yeah.
I know that
Full
sounds
Daniel
stupid.
Day Kendy.
Yeah, this is local theatre, by the way. And I've seen a lot of, lately, a lot of theatre, because I've been going to the Hawksford quite a bit. Yeah. And there's certain shows where you watch the show and you go, I mean, wow, that is professionalism. Jesus, that's professionalism. And then you watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and it's almost more raw than that. Yeah. And that's not to put it down. It's
to go very seriously.
Yeah, it's to go, wow. That's not just professionalism. That is, I am feeling that.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling that. Yeah. And that character, that guy, every time I looked at him, he never dropped.
No.
Well, I said,
think there was a time where he got ticked with one of the lads, and I believe he carried that grudge, even though there was no words to say it, for I think half the first act.
That's fucking...
But you don't notice that, it's only if you're watching them you kind of notice
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I just thought, what a show. Anyway, go on anyway. Sorry, you have a couple little bits you have to get to before we do.
Yeah, a couple of little bits before I leave and go on my honeymoon. archaeological tour. And I think it's Easter.
Yeah.
Well, it was Easter. When this comes out, it'll be Thursday.
Yeah.
It will have been Easter.
Yeah.
I'm sad about the bigger Easter eggs. They're not as available as they used to be. Things have gotten small now.
Did you know?
It's the €1.
Yeah, and did you know that those €1 Cadbury's Easter eggs, right? They're not chocolate. They're chocolate sprayed shit.
Whatever it is, it tastes amazing. They're really addictive. But I tried to find the big Easter egg, the big happy Easter, 6-month wedding
none.
anniversary, etc. And
Are you still in that phase?
we're 6 months, yeah.
Your love for each other.
We haven't taken down the just married bunting in the room yet.
Your love for each other sickens me. Sickens my whole rate.
Thank you.
The two of you madly in love.
But it is Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what better thing to talk about at Easter than Christmas?
Oh, of course, but it's only around the corner, right?
You know that we've got Easter out of the way. You won't find it.
Oh, you won't find it now, lads.
No.
You'll be coming.
So the reason I want to talk about Christmas, and I did think about this, will I just leave it till Christmas? And then I said, no, do you know
You'll forget
something?
it.
I won't. I'll do it now. You remember at the live show we found letters at home. When my father found letters at home that he'd written to his, while he was going through stuff, he also found letters to Santi.
Oh my God, this is adorable. Am I going to cry? Not that your father's an old man or anything. I'm not. That's
They're
not what I'm
not
getting at,
from
but
him.
I can't watch old man videos. Oh, sorry. Go
No,
on.
they're not from him. They're from my sisters Marie and Joanne.
To Santi.
To Santa Claus.
Class.
So
what would young Marie and Joanne want from Santi?
So let's put.
Can I have a brand new fiddle and a boyfriend, please?
So let's put it in a year. So Marie was born in '86, and she's 8 here when we're
So that's 2012.
No.
Oh, sorry. I'm not creative.
They were talking about 1994 here.
Oh, I was way off.
Okay, so they're young kids. So Marie, anyway, in her letter, she gave her full name, Marie McAndrew, and then she said, "Dear Santa," and she also said age 8 as well.
I
so
love
she
this.
said, in 1994, Marie wanted a gymnast Barbie doll. Right.
Okay.
Sally Secrets. Remember Sally Secrets?
No, I remember a man in town that me keep secrets. No, that's.
Crayola.
I remember he said, "Put that blindfold on and keep secrets." No.
Crayola Super Stamper. And she wanted original Scrabble. Very specific there now. Not any of these, different types of Scrabble.
Are you telling me in '94 there was something other than original Scrabble?
Oh yeah, no, the Scrabble had diversified.
There was
in
the
94.
travel Scrabble and the Scrabble.
The original Scrabble. She didn't want. We weren't going anywhere. So
That woman can't spell. There's no way that she want that.
So that was Marie at 8.
Wow.
So then we had Joanne. Then she was only 3 at the time.
Oh, what did she want?
Now Joanne didn't write her letter. It was clearly me that wrote it.
Oh,
so that's my.
Can I get a tiny cord P5 from Joe O'Neill? Lord rest him.
This is
Not
me
Lord rest
writing
him, back
my
then.
little sister Joanne. So to Santa from Joanne McAndrew, Meaden Clalla, age 3. Tricolour flashlight.
Ray was a massive patriot. He wasn't the West Brit we know now back then. He was a huge patriot. Ooh, up the ass stuff.
Tricolour flashlight, and that was £9.95. I put prices on the list for Santa.
Ray was doing up his home in order.
Exactly. I said number 2. She wanted a doll, and that doll was to be between £10 and £20. Okay.
Weight wise.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, this is back in pounds. The euro hadn't come in.
Yeah.
Number 3, a Caston Doll's high chair diner, which was £9.95, or a pushchair. Either or, we'd take either.
Okay, you were, yeah.
Obviously, because if we're getting a doll...
So Santi was going to have to buy all this stuff.
Yes.
Ray was, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. So and then I then give some instructions. I will leave out something out for you. Merry Christmas, Joanne.
What did you leave out, I wonder?
Normally back then, I love the way we're talking about Christmas at Easter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Normally... Sorry, as well, I have to get on to Easter as well. Normally, we used to leave out fig rolls and tea.
And 9 cans
milk,
of Guinness.
fig rolls and milk and a tin of Guinness.
Yes, Santa used to make me leave out 3 bottles of whiskey. And
And they'd be all gone.
oh, they'd be all gone. Yeah.
Right.
But the thing is, though, every Christmas I woke up, like everyone from the neighbourhood used to be asleep in the sitting room.
Right.
So it was, yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
3 bottles of whiskey.
there was one other letter before I get on, and this I think this is Marie when she was very young. She wanted a Furby. She wanted drums.
Oh man, you remember Furby?
Yeah, they were great.
Holy shit! Yeah, yeah. And
She wanted a drum kit.
yeah,
And then she wanted Grand Prix.
she wanted to be an F1 driver.
She wanted an F1 Grand Prix set.
What does that mean?
Do you know the little remote control cars that go around the yoke? Yeah.
And did she get them?
She did. Skeletrix was great.
And come here, what would a young Ray have been looking for back then?
Well, I was big into the army stuff. I wanted loads of army stuff all the time. A thing called Manta Force. I don't even remember them. 0 Hour was another thing.
What the hell is that?
They're little spaceships, big spaceships with little spaceships inside it with little soldiers.
Stargate.
I still have all of them.
Go away.
Upstairs in the original boxes, and I always thought to myself, I'll have them now, and I won't give them to my kids because I'd be afraid they'd break them.
Oh my
But I'll
God,
show them.
you're such a bitch. Come here. It was wrestlers when I had to get wrestlers all
Right.
the time. Me and you were into very different things.
No,
growing up
I
now.
didn't see. But I only had the 2 channels.
Yeah, well, I suppose I was probably
There was no
10
wrestling
years.
on RT1.
Yeah, I was
Nothing.
10 years. I was 10 years after you.
Yeah.
Anything you done, I did it 10 years later. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it was all.
So you were all into wrestlers.
Oh my God.
So did you get wrestlers for Christmas?
So I got wrestlers every time. We used to have to go up to Galway quite a bit because
Yeah.
Mam's family were up there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go with them unless Mam said, I'll buy you a wrestler in
Such
Smith's.
a spoiled little
No,
bitch.
I only realised that now. I was so spoiled as a kid and I didn't realise.
No,
like,
yeah.
And now...
Good that you realise it
Yeah,
now.
but I'm forever now really, really embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed at me asking them to buy shit all the time.
Yeah. Sorry about that now.
It is ruined the
Because
rest
we
of
did
my
that
life.
now in the jerseys whenever the car broke down.
Yeah.
Do you remember the car broke down? You said you had to right, man.
I know, yeah, but I wasn't a child
I'm,
in it.
I'm going to cry, and then come on and I'll get you a little jersey.
I think I was 20 when that happened.
See, I think it's still there.
No, even that, I'm embarrassed about that now. Like,
What
now,
used you do with the wrestlers?
I used to wrestle with them. So I used to have a thing called a Titan Thran. It was glass.
A Titan what?
That was like the entrance for them to come through.
Okay.
And then I have a ring. I had the
But
ring
are they
then as
little
well.
dolls?
Yeah, they're like this size, like.
Yeah, so it's like Barbie dolls, but men.
Yeah, Barbie dolls, but men, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were the wrestlers. I had Kane, I had Undertaker, I had Ric Flair.
Did
I
you
had
have Hulk Hogan?
Hulky Hogan. I
Did
had
you have
all
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, of course I did.
Right.
And you'd have different versions of
Was
them.
The Rock around when you were...
I had The Rock.
You had The Rock?
I had Cactus Jack, I had Dude Love, I had Mankind.
Gee, and you
I
still
had
have them?
British Bulldog. No, we threw all of them out.
Why?
I swear. I don't know, I think Mam does feel bad about some of this stuff now. We had hundreds of them, and
Yeah.
they're probably worth money.
a few pound now.
Yeah. I'll tell you another story about a fella who said, we were chatting and he said, geez, I went up to the attic and he said, I had all the old Nintendo stuff.
Yes.
Boxes of old Nintendo stuff. And I said, what? I threw it out. And another boy said to him, that could be worth money.
Yeah.
And he was like, I threw it out. Anyway, he looked at a certain thing. It was either a game or like the SNES or something. And he went on to eBay and he said, that's what they're selling for now.
Yeah.
You want to see your man's face when you realise what he had actually thrown out.
You don't want to be selling those things, yeah.
No,
I'd
don't-
love to
don't
get a
throw them out.
Nintendo 64 now with a bit of golden eye on or something.
Oh, but you can get emulators now. You
Yeah,
can get
I suppose.
emulators now that it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
and the one thing I'd say is be careful about nostalgia because nostalgia is nostalgia for a reason.
And when you go back at it, it's shit.
That's the big. I mean, that's a big problem in Ireland now, anyway. Because people are like, "Why don't you bring back the old days of the 50s and the 60s in
Yeah.
Ireland when everything was great?" I'm like,
Next thing
like,
you put someone working out in the field for 9 hours and all of a sudden it's not so nice the old days.
or you put a fucking unmarried mother in a home and take her baby off her. No, seriously, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nostalgia is a very dangerous thing, lads, because it's not.
Don't think that's the nostalgia they were going for.
Yeah,
though.
you're like, when the church had the country, though, at least now they were. What are you on about? Like, they literally took babies off. Like,
Speaking
so be
of the
careful.
church.
Yeah.
It's Easter.
Oh, that's right.
Do you give any thought to, by the way as well, I was looking up the papal mass times. It looks like we might catch a little bit of mass in Rome on the Sunday. So
Oh, fingers crossed,
Fingers
Ray.
crossed. Now we'll
Jesus,
see
yeah.
the man himself,
Fingers
Francis.
on the cross.
on the cross, yeah. So I was just thinking about Easter this morning and I was thinking about the whole story of Jesus.
Yeah.
And the Last Supper popped into my head.
Yeah.
There was no mention of who got the bill after that. Do you know, it's funny how they omit.
Cash or card.
It's just little, like, I mean, did Judas get it?
Do you think that No, but Jesus must have at some stage done the international. Can I just get that?
Yeah.
He you know the way they're all sitting here at the table? He must have leaned back and just looked over at a waitress and gone, can I just get that?
You'd wonder, because obviously he's a prophet of God at the time, and obviously he was the Messiah and all the rest.
Well, he wasn't
You'd
making a profit
you'd
anyway.
Think would he have been expected, like if he invited them all there for what was going to be the Last Supper?
Or do you think they all split it up and then they were like, okay, we're going to go splitsies.
Who
and
had
then
the bread?
Judas was down the back, I tried to have any bread. You had all the bread, like I didn't have any bread rolls at all.
Yeah.
I had half a fish. That's
Yeah.
all I had.
So that was the one thing that popped into my head. This is just random thoughts in the shower this morning, which is odd. Then also, you know the way he rose from the dead?
He did
There was no phones at the time.
on the third day.
In the third day.
Yeah.
So when he rose up from the dead, he couldn't text anyone. Do
Well,
you
I
know?
mean, imagine.
You'd wonder if he had phones at the time and St. Peter would be looking at his phone. Next thing he'd be in and Jesus' profile looking back at the messages. And next thing all of a sudden Jesus is online.
Imagine even like, you know the way like everything now is an event. Like imagine if there was influencers involved in the, guys, you're not going to believe this. Stick around in the video to find out what's after happening on the third day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going. But before we get further, smash that like button.
Yeah.
And then they do. Okay, you're not going to believe this. So obviously you all know I went live on Friday.
Yeah.
And Jesus, of course, was in the tomb.
Yes.
Well, you guys are not going to believe what's after happening on the third day. He is risen again. And we're going to try and see if we can go and get up close and personal with him. That's what it would be nowadays. Like,
it's mad.
Isn't it unreal? There'd be a TikTok live.
There would.
Jesus would have to go on TikTok live and explain the whole thing to himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, like, so the trifecta is like, I'm rising in, but you're all the sinners. That's the other thing. The one thing I don't like about, I know I'm bouncing around now.
Yeah.
This is what I don't like about the Catholic Church, right?
Really?
One of the or Christianity in general, I think.
Yeah.
Or is it just the Catholic Church? It might be. Anyway, we're told that he died on Good Friday.
He did.
And he rose again on Holy Sunday, on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
And then he went up into the sky because we're a shower bastards. That's the story.
Well, he kind of...
And we are eternally, generationally
waiting
a
for
shower.
him.
But no, eternally a shower of bastards.
Yeah.
He rose for our sins.
Yeah, he took the blame for it all.
And now we're just in his debt for the rest of our lives.
That's right.
Which is why we got the shite bet out of us for hundreds of years by the church. You know what I mean? That's what it is like. We're all sinning bastards. He couldn't even stay here because we were such a shower of bastards. He had to go up.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Isn't that what it is?
That's what it
though?
is. And it's funny, in my research on the Rome stuff, which is I've been doing, obviously, the Christians were starting to become a thing. People thought were just weird. Like, so in Rome, back in like the first 100 years AD, it was, the whole thing was they had many gods. They had Jupiter, they had Apollo, they had Minerva, they had the Hapagods.
Yeah.
And then they had all the previous rulers. So, for example, in this country, we would now worship Leo Varadkar, having been a Taoiseach of the country. He would be deified as a god, and we'd have a little altar in the house to Leo.
I hope not.
So that's the way the Romans did it. When the emperor, passed away or died.
This is a gospel according to Bertie.
Yeah, exactly.
Should you find money?
Don't lodge it.
And the Lord said, let it disappear.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on a horse. No, but so they had a raft of gods, but the whole Christianity thing was, there's only the one now, lads. Yeah. So this was really weird to them. Mm-hmm. So over in Rome, tipping around, Christians are tipping around going, we've only the one God. Everybody's going, Jesus, you're an awful weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where was I going with that? One God. I lost my train of thought.
Father, the Almighty, creator of heaven and earth.
Oh, yeah. They thought he was coming back.
Oh, yeah.
So he had risen from the dead, gone back up to heaven. But they were saying, any minute now, he's going to come back and you're all going to be sorry.
You won't find it now.
You won't find it now. You won't find it now when Jesus comes back. Here we are 2,000 years later.
What was that you're saying there now, Shamey? You load of bollocks. Yeah, you just wait now. Just wait now and see. Any second now. It'd be great if he came down now.
Yeah.
And he said, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing as well. The Holy Trinity. He's all of them. He's three people. I mean, I've seen films like that. It's called Split. They had to lock that fella up.
I don't know. How would you feel if he did land down of a Holy Sunday?
Yeah.
You'd be tipping around doing your own bits and pieces, like.
Yeah.
There'd be no gigging, that night.
Of course there'd be gigging.
Well, no, you couldn't.
There'd be a celebration like no other.
That he's back.
But he's back.
He's back, I suppose. Where would he go first? He'd probably have to go to the States. He'd probably have to meet Biden.
I don't know. I think...
Or would he fire straight back into Israel and go, right, calm it down?
No, I think he'd fire straight back. I think he'd straight away stop at Mother Hubbard's.
Mother Hubbard's is closed. It's been closed for a long time.
He would be... No wonder he's not.
He would resurrect Mother Hubbard's.
He would rise Mother Hubbard's from the ground again.
Near Kinnegad.
Yeah, and do you know what he would do? He would cut out all the motorways in Ireland that are cutting out these small towns.
Oh.
He'd say, we need the lights of a Mother Hubbard's back and all that. And he'd say, so I'm going to obliterate those motorways. So, you're going to have to drive through Kinnegad again. You're going to have to stop for a sausage egg. And I think that's where he'd start.
You think that's where he'd start?
I think Israel, eventually he'd get there maybe to try
But first it'd be the motorways in Ireland.
Motorways in Ireland, cut them out, let's bring back those old places that we used to go to when we were driving up to Crow Park. If he was, I'll tell you what, there'd be a lot of boys who wouldn't be hiding no more. The likes of a Josie Biden and all them would be in fair trouble if he came down.
He would, yeah.
Where he would say, I am the Almighty and I can see through the shit.
Yeah.
You fucking... Do you know how much misery you're to blame for?
Yeah.
You ain't fucking hiding from this.
Do you want something a little lighter there now than
Oh,
the Jesus
please,
stuff?
man, lighten it up. Because we do have to go very
soon.
Very soon, Ray.
We have to do a little bit of Brendan's bits, even though he's absent here today. We've left him at home.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. Okay.
So
We always runs better without that fella.
Brendan's bits.
Brendan sent me on signs of a lasting relationship.
Okay.
And I just thought you were there a long time.
I can tell you the biggest one, but okay.
So I'm just going to read these. These are the signs that means your relationship going to last.
I will debunk them and tell you the only one. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So obviously you've been together a lasting
Yes.
time. They're affectionate even outside the bedroom.
Yeah. I haven't touched Nicola in public, I'd say, since youth discos.
Right.
Yeah. Waste, that's stupid.
Yeah, they don't gossip about each other.
Ray, what happens? I won't say. I won't say.
Okay. They hug and kiss to start the day and hug and kiss to end it. Would this be no?
I usually turn my cheek to my arse cheek to end the day.
And
We don't even end the day together.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I'm coming to... they move towards the bedroom together each night.
I mean, this is baloney.
Right.
I move towards my PlayStation.
She moves towards her sleep.
That's like the one night that I'm at home when like we haven't gone to bed at the
So
same
even
time.
if the two of you are at home and you're not gigging, you don't go to bed at the same time?
Not Ray, that's disgusting.
Myself and Laura go to bed at the same time.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. That's what happens.
You think after a long day of minding an 18-month-old and a long day for her at work, and the one night that I'm off, I want to spend it with Nicola.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. She's obviously a brilliant person and all, but the boys are playing PlayStation.
Number 5, they continually do small things for each other. Do you and Nicola do small things for each other?
Like what? Like
I don't know, cook the dinner for each other, or you know.
Oh, we do cook the dinner for each other.
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
Yeah, and I'd make her tea the odd time.
That's nice.
I made her tea last year.
They celebrate in their partner's accomplishments. Would you celebrate in each other's accomplishments?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one to. I think that there's a lot of couples out there who stay out of each other's way when they need to. Now, Nicola's very involved in stuff like she helps out with podcast stuff and all of that.
Very good.
Do you know what I mean?
Stuff, yeah.
But in terms of like my career of music, and she hasn't been to a gig in.
I don't think she listens to the podcast either, does she? But she's probably better off.
No, she doesn't listen to the podcast.
No,
she doesn't go to gigs. Like, she's so used to it, you see.
Yeah, she stays out of it.
Stays out of the way. She's
That's
like Mark's
good,
doing his job
doing his
there.
thing, yeah.
Whereas if she steps out into, she helped out with like a Rose.
Yeah.
Which would be like her one thing a year. Sorry, one of the things a year that she does. Like, whereas I'd be going, I really hope this goes well for you now tonight.
Yeah.
Whereas she's like...
And that did seem to go well. I seen this morning it flew well.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
It was the busiest it's ever been. Like,
Yeah.
They had to get extra chairs into the room. They
Beautiful.
couldn't. Yeah. But she doesn't bother. Someone said that to me. Oh, someone at gigs that goes to all the gigs goes, I've never met Nicola. And I was like, but she wouldn't be coming into a gig.
No.
Like, she's heard me gigging since I was 14. Like, there's no
Okay,
chance.
so you don't celebrate. Okay.
Nothing.
They stand together and refuse to let outsiders call the shots. Would that be true now?
Well, me and Nicola come to a lot of compromises that she decides.
Oh.
She...
Okay. They set aside time to regularly check in with each other.
Oh, that is just what a way. Listen, keep your emotions shoved down deep.
Suppressed.
Yeah,
Okay.
suppress them down.
They know
Can't
how
go
to,
deep enough.
They know how to say sorry and mean it.
That's true.
Okay.
I do that a lot.
Okay.
When I say sorry to Nicola, I really mean
You
it.
mean it.
If I do something stupid, I'm like, Nick, that's not on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We have an awful habit in our family. All the McAndrews.
Yeah.
We apologise for everything. So we've devalued the meaning of sorry.
Yeah, that's what that'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be stubborn at the right times too.
Yeah, you do.
There's a lot of power in stubbornness.
They don't make assumptions about their partner's feelings. They ask. So if Nicola was in bad old humour, would you be assuming she was in bad old humour, or would you go, are you in bad old humour?
That drives her into worse humour.
If you ask her.
If I know that Nicola's, I was going to say if I know Nicola's in bad humour and I say, Nick, you're in bad humour, I need to know what it is.
Yeah.
That fucking sends her into a frenzy.
But
The assumption. It's
assumption.
No, it's the finding out. It's the obvious.
Oh yeah.
You know I'm in bad humour, is this? Well, there's a lot of good fucking says.
And would you ever kind of then do a typical man thing and turn around and kind of go, listen, let's sort it out?
No, that's what annoys
You
her.
can't do that
So Nicola
either.
says to me, now that she's pregnant as well and the hormones are going demented,
yeah.
which is normal, okay?
Yeah,
Ray?
normal, but
we
poor-
can't judge women on this.
Poor you though.
They're crazy, poor me.
Yeah.
Crazy little people, these women.
Yeah.
Not joking, that's terrible. She will have these moments of where the hormones are going demented.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she won't say, and then like later on that night, she'll say, okay, this is what happened. I was trying to keep it internal. This is what happened.
Yeah, okay.
I'm only telling you now. And I say to her, tell me at the time. Just tell me, because I spend the whole day then going.
Wondering.
I spend the whole day going, I'm on edge now. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've done.
Yeah.
You have to tell me. So she would usually say, usually it's not you. It's just this thing that happens.
Okay.
And I can't control it.
Number 13.
Bitches be crazy, Ray.
They are intimate about everything. That is, you and her would be intimate about everything.
This is all baloney.
Yeah. These are getting shite as we go on.
Yeah, but you
they're
get
running
in
out
on this
of
one,
bits.
and I'll tell you the only one. The one thing I'd say is there's nothing I wouldn't say to you that I wouldn't. You know what I mean? There's nothing I'd say to you that I wouldn't say to Nicola. We'd say for the most part, like you know.
Yeah.
If I'm talking
Yeah,
about
no,
fucking
so
banging, you know the way I joke with you about banging hoors. I would joke with Nicola about banging hoors. She knows I'm joking. It's grand. You know what I mean? Now that's all bollocks. All of the stuff
I found that none of that are
The one
signs of lasting relationships.
Here's the one thing that is a lasting relationship.
Yeah.
Stay out of each other's way.
Right.
You're still individuals.
Yeah.
Okay? When you want to get involved in each other, get involved with each other. For the most part, stay out of each other's way.
Okay.
Don't be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absence makes the heart grow, Kendy.
I'm going to have to start doing a bit of distance, so.
Stay away from Nora.
I'm going to have to stay away from her.
In fact, I think move to a
Move
different
out.
country for a year or two.
Yeah. Now, maybe it'll change for us now as the years go on. And maybe I'll find me staying out of her way a lot more.
No, well, I just think that you and Laura have a real love.
Yeah.
Real love. Like, you're very, very in love. And it's quite sickening for the
Yeah,
most part
it is.
because obviously me and Nicola have an old love. You know?
Old pucky old,
And
sorry,
you're-
old, tired old love.
Geez, you're very in love, and we're kind of. Do you remember we used to be in love?
Yeah, true, I suppose.
No, I'm joking. I had this conversation with a friend of mine recently, a female friend, where she genuinely asked, "What is it about you and Nicola?" Where I said, "I've said this to you on this podcast before. We're not in pursuit of anything.
Okay.
We're not pursuing this glorious life.
Yeah.
We're very, very happy people in the situations that we're in."
You go on the holiday and you lie in the sunbed and that's that.
And when we sit at home, Ray, in the evening, we just sit at home in the evening.
yeah.
And we're not looking for anything. We're not in pursuit of anything.
Yeah.
We're not looking to fucking travel the world and get fiddled with by monkeys and fucking. We're just going, are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy.
that'll do.
It's a pursuit of contentment, not happiness.
Pursuit of contentment.
Yeah. Are you content now? Is this?
Yeah.
This is
I'll tell
nice.
you what won't be content is obviously me in the next 2 weeks. Things won't be content because it'll be too busy.
What do you mean?
Too much booked.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's where me and Nicola would be like, look at this fella chasing this
I
highs.
booked another trip there yesterday.
But Ray, you were already stacked.
I know I was stacked, but there was a little hole in one of the days, and I said I'll fill that there now. A 2 hour tour with an archaeologist.
Have you any?
They caught me in the
You're joking.
archaeologist.
Have
yeah.
you set aside any time to fill out your I mean, I don't. You know what I mean?
No.
You're like filling all these
Yeah.
holes, Ray. In fact, every hour of the 2 weeks has been filled.
Yeah, it's filled. Yeah.
And there's no time for filling.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no time left for filling anything.
Not a drop
And-
of filling.
Do you know?
No. You'll just be sleeping. Get a good sleep, and then get up and get at it.
Oh, gee, I can't wait till you get to our stage where you just go, I wonder when we leave each other alone for a while.
Yeah. Like a holiday would probably
You
mean...
two big loved up shower
Sorry now.
bastards.
Okay, yeah, but you leave us alone, will you?
You're the misery involved in you two loving each other so much. You're absolutely brilliant.
I have a shout out.
Yeah, go on.
I have a JP from Vancouver. He's half English and half Irish.
Oh, lovely. Living in Vancouver.
It's kind of I didn't think about one of them. I was like, what?
Which-
How would that? Is it obviously an Irish parent and an English parent?
No, which half of him?
I don't know.
Has he an Irish Mickey and an English head?
Irish sense of humour.
Have you here
Yeah.
to here is English, and then down here then is
Yeah.
all Irish.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he sent us a little message saying he started listening. He's enjoying it.
Fair play to you, JP.
There, I said I give him a shout out.
Can I shout out Paul and Roisin who got married,
Oh yeah.
and I had the pleasure of playing at their wedding, which was just the most relaxed crack I've
Where
had.
was it?
It was, Ray. Did you know that there's a place called Marquee Stables? Or
Marquee Stables. Yeah.
So you have Marquee House, but
Yeah.
then out the back they have this beautiful stables done up. And I played upstairs in a little dinner room, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
There's a bar in there.
There is. There's
fucking
nice
Guinness phone.
speakers.
But I used the house system.
Yeah. Vinny Higgins put in the speakers.
I knew it.
Yeah, there was good
I
put
was
in
like,
there now.
how are these small systems tuned that I plugged in? It sounded brilliant.
That's beautiful. Yes.
There you go, Vinny.
There you are, Vinny.
So I did a little gig in there. I said to them again, 20 people at the wedding.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lovely, lovely little intimate family wedding. And I said, I'm just going to play, you come up, what do you want to hear? They said, we would love to hear Irish folk. I said, I'm going to play Irish folk until you decide you want something else.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. I said, who wants to sing? Come on, let's do it.
You're
Let's get it
you're
going.
very obliging.
They were the most relaxed people I've ever seen getting married.
And were you the actual person that played after the dinner?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I have to say, Roisin and Paul, thank you so much. I won't tell you what his job is, but I knocked some crack out of it.
What is
But,
his job?
No, I won't say. No, I can't. I actually can't say what his job is. Yeah.
Non-disclosure agreement,
But I
etc.
did have some good crack. Thanks so much. They were just the loveliest people in the world. Other than that, Ray, go enjoy your bastard honeymoon.
gone
We
now.
will see you in.
Oh, do you want me to do some updates for you? If I get it
On Insta?
Yeah.
Yes, savage. Great, let's do
I'll
that.
try and do a little bit.
Yeah, keep an eye on our
it's not in my nature anymore.
Well, you haven't a lot of holes to fill. You haven't time.
No,
you know?
I haven't. But it's just, if I have time at all to show some of the lovely old walls that I'm bringing Laura to see.
Oh, I'll tell you one
and
thing.
bricks and steps
beautiful.
and,
Come here, if you get a chance as well, very, very soon, keep an eye on our socials because the wedding band show, the Atlantic, mine and Ray's wedding band.
Yeah.
We did
Your
a
wedding band and I'm
well,
in
my
it.
wedding band that
Yeah.
Ray, I employ Ray.
Yeah.
And Brian McDermott from Picture Productions, who also runs the wedding band show, who also is in the Brian McDermott band. We did an interview with him to talk all things Atlantic, and so do check that out. Also, thanks to Brian, who is flicking the keys off himself here in his beautiful studio.
Yeah. Any jokes to finish, no?
Not after the last one.
Okay.
What a monumental waste of time that was, Ray. Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge.